Hey everyone, welcome back to the Save the Good Girl podcast. My name is Erica. If you're new, but if you're not, you already know me because we're already friends. But if you're new, we can still be friends because this is about to be your favorite new podcast. So, welcome to the introduction of your new life. I'm just saying. Have you guys ever been invited to an event or someone shared something with you that was really great, something that was awesome happening in their lives, and your life is upside down, or you're not in the best mood, or you don't have the best energy, and it's just a lot happening for you, but you really want to be there to support them, but you're still going through some things? So there's something we could do, and one of those things is putting our energy on hold. I know you haven't heard that before, probably. Yep, let's talk about it. How you feeling today? Feeling good? You know, I actually had a conversation with a friend. I was going through something and I was like, yeah, I have to put my energy on hold. And she was like, what does that mean? And I was like, honestly, we've all done it. You have done it too. You have put your energy on hold. And here's the thing, right? You could be going through the most tumultuous time in your life. I mean, it's like one crazy thing after the other. You're stressed out, you're not sleeping, anxiety driven, worried, concerned, all of those emotions all at once. But then your family and your friends could be going through the best time of their lives. So therefore, there is not any synchronization of energy because they're super high and you could be super low. And it's hard. It's hard to feel the feelings, but you still want to be there, right? For them as well. You still want to be there for them, but you have all of these emotions. And I think it's important to feel the feelings, though. It's very important to continue to assess the situation and assess what's going on with you. And I actually recorded an episode called How to Master Your Inner Peace. If you have not listened, I suggest you listen to that episode because honestly, mastering my inner peace, this was a main focus for me last year. And I will say that even with so many things happening, it really is my anchor. My mastering my inner peace is my GPS. It gets me back to where I need to be. It directs me with my next steps physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. So I feel like it's important to know where you are with that. I feel like it's important to know that you can create and destroy your peace, no one else. That's all on you. And when you have a situation that strikes you and it just turns your life around, it's hard. It's hard. And mastering your inner peace just kind of helps you get to that place of saying, whoa, something is not right. I don't feel right, because then you can make a decision of what you need to do. And putting your energy on hold requires you to know yourself and requires you to know your inner peace. So this will only work if you understand the prerequisite. Yeah, it's just like school. It's like a prerequisite. And when you put your energy on hold, what you're essentially doing is you are putting your current emotions on hold. You're not getting rid of it. You're just putting it on hold so that you can really be there and just, I guess suffer a minor inconvenience, right? For the betterment of the people that you love. And I don't want to say like suffer, like, oh my God, I have to suffer, but more so just kind of deal with an inconvenience for those that you love. And what I mean by that is this: when you go to an event and you're not in the best mood and you are going through a lot and you're not smiling and you're not happy, everyone can tell when your energy is off. And what happens is that it takes away the attention from the person that's being celebrated. So let's say, for example, a birthday party, right? And somebody invites you to a birthday party. If you are like emotionally not in a great space, you need to know when to put your energy on hold and say, you know what? I want to be there for this person. I am going through a lot. We can talk about this afterwards. But in the meantime, while I'm there, I am going to smile. I'm going to have a great time. I'm going to do the best that I can because I really, really want to be there for that person. Because when you don't, it's like, if you're going to go to an event and be nasty and have an attitude and not talk to anybody, you might as well not go. Your presence is not needed. Like, no one wants you to be there that bad. You know what I mean? But if you can put your energy on hold, if you can put your energy on pause in terms of like acknowledging how you truly feel about the situation, but giving yourself that opportunity to just really be present for an hour or two or three. And maybe if you go to this event, you're not going to stay the whole time. Maybe you're going to be there for an hour, 5 minutes, 20 minutes. Maybe you just want to show your face. Maybe you just want to show how happy you are for this person, you know? So there was a time where I was not in a great space. I was talking to this guy. We didn't talk anymore. I just didn't hear from him. He was a damn ghost. My job was just at the time, my job was extremely stressful. I really thought they were going to fire me every day. I had anxiety every day. My car was in a hit and run. So my car was totaled and I had to get a new car. I went to the hospital about 2 or 3 times that year because I just felt like my heart was just acting up. I was super, super stressed out. It was just a lot going on. And in addition to the car and the job and me and my body and me talking to this guy, and I really wanted it to work out and it didn't work out. It was just a lot. And then my friend calls me. She was trying to call me for a couple of like days. So she calls me and she goes, "Oh my God, I was trying to contact you for the past couple of days and let you know, guess what? I'm engaged." And I'm like, what the what? I was like, "Oh my God, I'm so happy for you." And I just started like crying. Um, but not because of her, but because I'm going through so much. And I'm like, I really was happy for her. But in that moment, it was so hard for me to not make it about me because at that moment, it's not even about being selfish. It was just more so like she called me in a time of a tornado. Imagine getting a call in the middle of a tornado. It's a mess. So that's exactly how I felt. I felt like I was in the middle of a tornado. And I love my friend. And in that moment, in my tornado, I had the power to stop it. So I congratulated her. I wanted to know all the details. I wanted to know how he proposed. I wanted to know how she felt because here's the thing. I know my friend's story. I know what she's been through when it comes to dating. And I think it's beautiful. I encourage positive love all the time. And I think it's beautiful when two people are able to come together and you find somebody who respects you and who loves you and who's there for you and who really makes you happy and you really can see a future with them. So, knowing her history and knowing how he has been treating her, I was in full support, full support. So, in that moment, I was really happy for her and I was able to switch off my emotions to listen and to be there and to give her the floor. I didn't let my energy infiltrate into her story. I wanted her to tell her story and not say, "Oh, well, congratulations, girl. I'm going through a lot." I really wanted to be present for her in that moment, and I was. And but it was hard. It was hard because remember, I'm still in a tornado. The tornado paused for a minute. And I remembered it was like 7:30 at night. I was done with work. She called me. I was in my car. And I remember her telling me this, and I was happy for her. And I was hearing the story. And as soon as we hung up the phone, I started crying like crazy because it was just a lot. And I felt like my heart was coming out of my chest. I just felt like I didn't know what was going on with my life. I just felt so confused. I felt so alone. I felt so lost. And I'm just like, what the hell's going on? But I was still able to put my energy on hold to hear her story, congratulate her, hear the details and still be present with her in that moment because it is important to her and it is important to me. And here's the thing, we have all experienced that before. I know I'm not the only person who has experienced your life being in fucking shits. Like there's just everything that could go wrong is going wrong. And then somebody's telling you all this amazing thing that's happening to them. And you're like, I want to be there for you, but I'm going through some things. So putting your energy on hold means that you are able to be fully present for this person and give them the floor and have them have the attention, because you're able to put it to the side temporarily. Because like I said, after we hung up, I started bawling. I started bawling. I started crying. I was just like, oh my God. I don't know what's happening with my life. So, but I was still able to be there for her. And then what happened was, when we had another follow-up call, I was then able to tell her, like, all right, this is what's going on. I'm so sorry that I wasn't present, but here is what's going on in my life, but I didn't want to take away from her excitement, because I know how it feels also to be on a high, right? When you're super excited and you're like, oh my God, I just got this. And then so the person's like, oh, okay. Like it kind of brings down the mood, So putting your energy on hold requires you to still be present. You still may not be in the best of moods. You still may not be, completely okay. And that's fine. Because what I don't believe in is like acting like everything is okay and dismissing it and putting your feelings to the back burner. That doesn't work, right? I believe that we should feel the feelings 100%, put it on pause. And once we are able to exit the event, the conversation, or the FaceTime or the phone call, you can go back and retrieve that energy, assess it, and figure out, okay, what can I do now to fix it? Whether it's a self-care thing you need to do, whether it's a mental health day. I think the next day I called out of work. I think I called out of work, and I just needed to mentally get myself together. I went by the water. I wrote in my gratitude journal. I'm sure I got a cup of coffee because I love coffee. And I was just trying to get myself back into that space because I needed to see what I needed. I needed to see what I needed. And I needed space. I needed time. So when you put your energy on hold and you retrieve your energy again, now what are you going to do with that? Because clearly you don't want to stay in this energy. Clearly life is going to move on. Moving on is mandatory. Healing is optional. Moving on is mandatory. Healing is optional, because moving on, life will move on, whether you want to or not. It's going to happen. So you might as well just move. You know what I mean? The healing portion of it requires work. And people usually don't want to work. They don't want to feel the feelings. They don't want to deal with the emotions. They just keep going and going and going until one day they just bust and they can't take it anymore. So I had to come to this conclusion, like, okay, I retrieved the energy, because remember, it's on hold. So now I click on the other line. Hey, energy, what's up? Oh, you still tight? Tight means angry, by the way, for my international listeners. You still tight? What's going on? Okay, so here's what you're going to do, Erica. You need to really figure out, okay, take it one thing at a time, because there's too much going on. So what's the first thing you need? Okay, your car got into a hit and run. You got to call the car insurance. You got to get a new car because you have to go to work. Work is crazy. Okay, what support do you need at work? Did you talk to your boss? Did you explain this? Blah, blah, blah. So I had to come into strategy mode. So when you put your energy on hold and you're going through a lot in your life, once you retrieve that energy, what are you going to do now? What is the strategy? What is going to happen? And, again, it's hard. What I'm saying is not an easy thing to do. So we know that we can put the energy on hold. We know that putting energy on hold means that you're going to still be there. You're going to still be present. You're going to suffer a minor inconvenience, all right? Minor, temporarily, for the betterment of someone that you love, right? Family, friend, spouse, coworker, whatever, because you really want to be there for that person. And you're able to put your energy on hold. But what if you're not? What if something is really affecting you and you're unable to be present? What do you do then? Let's talk about it. We will get back to this fabulous episode, but I just wanted to let you know that you can find Save the Good Girl on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and YouTube. There is also a chance for you to be featured on the show. Check out the link in the description to send me a voice message. In addition to the podcast, did you know that Save the Good Girl has a blog? Be a part of VIP by subscribing to the email list on SaveTheGoodGirl.com. So many options to stay connected. All right, let's get back to the episode. So you get invited. You hear some great news. Somebody wants you to be present. They want you to attend. They want you to RSVP. They really want you there. And you cannot put your energy on hold because what you're experiencing is something you have not experienced before. What you are dealing with has affected you for the past couple of days. You don't want to do anything. You are not in the best space because it's a very serious matter and you are unable to be present. You are unable to laugh. You are unable to smile. And here's the thing, all of us have those moments as well. And sometimes you cannot put your energy on hold. So guess what you have to do? Stay home. Don't go. Stay home. Make a decision to stay home and say no. There was a time where I was dating someone that I really, why is it always men? Why? You know, y'all just, why y'all always causing trouble? I was dating someone that I really liked. We had an amazing date, the first date. We had such a great time. We went to a really great dinner. We went to a really nice bar, chandeliers and all of that. And we went to see like a show like in downtown Manhattan, like live singers, because he knew that I love like R&B music. So we went to go see people who sang covers and like R&B songs. And it was such a phenomenal day. And we continued to talk and date. And it was really, really great. And we stopped dating. We stopped talking. And I was really sad about it because I was excited for what could happen. And I was just like sad and hurt. And I don't remember what this event was. I don't know if it was a birthday, a promotion, or somebody was moving, but something was happening in one of my friends' life. I just don't remember what celebration, but it was a celebration. And I remember that I was working in a city and I went home to change. And I remember that when I went home, I was very sad and heartbroken, because I think at the time I probably was like 24. And I was just excited for the possibility of him and I growing into something. And the fact that we didn't, it really hurt me. It really hurt me. So my friend, all of my friends were going to this event. And they're like, you have to come, you have to come, you have to come. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, fuck it. I'm just going to go, even though I wasn't really in the best space to go. I decided to go. So I went home. I wore a really nice outfit. I remember it was like an off the shoulder, like blue top. I wore this like black skirt. I wore these like black, like heels. My hair was done really nicely. My makeup was done nicely. Like I looked like $1,000,000. Okay. So I remember when I got to the event, because I went all the way home in Queens and I had to go back to the city again. So I went back to the city, took the train, took me like an hour and a half to get there. So I get there and on the train, I'm thinking, I'm listening to R&B songs. I'm like sad and I'm like, nope, I'm not going to cry. I'm not messing up my mascara. Nope, nope, nope. So I get to the event and you had to take an elevator because it was like upstairs and like a rooftop. So I get in the elevator and I just remember feeling at that moment, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. And I was like, Erica, go upstairs. You'll be fine. Like, I'm just talking to myself. So I go upstairs and as I'm walking through the crowd, I see these guys. They're like trying to talk to me. And I'm like, oh my God, leave me alone. Like, I'm not paying them no mind. I'm just trying to find my friends. So I finally find them. Oh my God, Erica. They're like waving at me. So I find them and we're all like talking and they're like, do you want a drink? And I was like, no. And they're like, oh my God, let me get you a drink. And I was like, I don't want a drink. So one of my friends got me a drink anyway. And I was just sad. And I remember like I just couldn't smile. Like I just couldn't smile. So I was there probably for 15 minutes and I left and I went home. I traveled an hour and a half, rushed home, by the way, to get dressed. Was there for 15 minutes and went home because I just was just down. Now, this is just one example. There's a couple of examples where I had to stay home because life was just getting real. This is something I experienced at 24 years old. You could be going through something very serious in your life, like death, a loss of a job. You don't know how you're going to pay your mortgage, divorce, a breakup, a betrayal, a friendship that has dismantled, family drama. Um, there's so many things that could occur that no matter what you're doing, you're unable to put your energy on hold. You're unable to be present. And I'm just going to say, you have the right to say no. You have the right to stay home. And that's why I stress the importance of knowing who you are and knowing yourself and knowing your boundaries and knowing what you are capable of doing and what you are not, because it's not even about being selfish. It's not about, I think it's selfish to go to an event and have a nasty attitude and now you make it about you. I think that's selfish. I think it's selfish when, you're not talking to anybody, screw face, and people are like, what's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? I think that's selfish, in my opinion, because I think most people think, I just want to show up to be there. No, 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 no. You might as well just stay home. There's no need for you to show up. For what? For you to ruin the night? No, for you to steal the attention from the person that is meant to have the attention? No. So you need to know when to stay home. Sometimes you're not able to put your energy on hold. Sometimes you cannot suffer the inconvenience for the betterment of anyone else because you are in your space and you are allowed to be in that space, whatever that space is. You have to know yourself. You have to know if you need to just get out and have a good time, or you have to know, like, you know what? I got to call it a night. I'm staying in. I'm staying in. And I've done that. I've done that plenty times because I don't want the attention to be on me. I have a personality that's very exuberant. I like to talk to people. I'm a hugger. Um, I make jokes, I'm laughing, I'm lively, I'm bubbly. So if I'm not in a good mood, you're going to know. It's like it's in your face. You will know when I'm not in a good mood. And what I don't want to do is to be invited to an event or to be invited to a celebratory moment that is very important to you. And I'm just like screw face and I'm nasty and I'm not talking, or I'm just like quiet, and it's like, well, what's wrong? What's wrong? Nothing, nothing. Now it really becomes about you. So you have to know when to say, you know what? I'm good. I'm going to stay home. I am going to assess. I am going to feel. Maybe you have to stay home to cry. Maybe you need to stay home to phone a friend. Maybe you need to write in your journal. Whatever it is that you need to do, you are not emotionally available. Not even a little bit. When you put your energy on hold, you have emotional availability to pause because you have the power to do so. When you're unable to do that, you don't have that power. You can't. And again, we all have been there. I know I'm not the only person that has one thing after the other, after the other, after the other, and you feel like you're about to explode. You feel like, what else can go wrong now? you know? And I don't like feeling like that. So my struggle in those emotional moments is for me to get back to a place of productivity and peace, get back to a place of productivity and positivity somehow. And we have to fight our minds and our thoughts a lot. It's not something that's like a one, okay, I'm okay, I'll go out. No, it's a continuous thing. It's continuous. So, in order for you to really be there for your friend and really be there for your family, if you know that you are dealing with something personal that's that bad, do not attend the celebratory moment. No. I'm going to say no. It depends on the situation. You know, there's certain things that I wouldn't want to miss, so I can put my energy on hold. And there's certain things where if it's really affecting you and it's something severe, I don't think you should do it. You have to guard yourself and you have to protect your energy. But in order to protect your energy, you have to know your energy first. How can you protect something you don't even know? If somebody said to you, I need you to protect, X, Y, and Z, how can you protect X, Y, Z if you don't know what X, Y, and Z looks like? You've never seen them before. You don't know what to expect. It doesn't make sense, right? So, in order to really protect your energy, you have to know it. Introduce yourself to your energy. How about that? And then you can determine whether you can put your energy on hold or you can't. Sometimes the energy is on hold, and sometimes you have to hang it up. Hang up the phone. I can't do this right now. Bye. Click. Hang it up. And based on my experiences, and I know that you have this experiences as well, it's knowing that you have options more so. It's knowing that you have options, and it's knowing, how do you choose the options? How do you choose whether you can put your energy on hold or if you should stay home? How do you choose that? How can you still be there for your friend in a moment where you're unable to put your energy on hold? And then how can you still be there for your friend or family or spouse or whoever when you are putting your energy on hold? How can you do that? Let's talk about it. The best way to be there when you're at a time in your life where you feel like you just you don't even know what's going on. You feel like you don't even know yourself. The best way to be there for your friend is to be vulnerable with them. The best way to be there for your family is to be vulnerable with them, because I had to let my friend know when I found out that she was engaged that I'm so happy for her. The reason why you're unable to hear that happiness is because of what I'm dealing with right now. And I expressed my gratitude, my joy, everything that I'm feeling for her. But I was able to also be vulnerable with her at a later date. And you can only determine when that date is. You may not be able to talk to this person right away. You may be able to send a text and let them know that you're going to speak to them when you feel more comfortable. And at that moment, because, I believe that people are sympathetic and empathetic. And I believe that the issue is not what we say, it's how we say it, when we say it, and how we choose to deliver the message. So if you're only going to, sometimes, I think people they rely on texting a lot. They rely on emails a lot because now we live in a generation where people do not like confrontation whatsoever. So it's easier to hide via text. It's easier to hide via email. However, if this is a relationship that is important to you, you will find a way to meet with this person. I suggest more so in person, because it allows the both of you to let everything out, in terms of like they can see your expression and you can see theirs. That's my suggestion. I don't think telling somebody, oh, this is what I'm going through via text is a great idea. I think if you have a very close relationship with this person, you love this person, you value this person, you respect this person, you should set up a time to meet. If you are unable to meet the person, maybe a video call or a call, right? Versus texting, Facebook Messenger, Instagram, DM, whatever. There's WhatsApp. There's so many different avenues of communication. But I think the best way to do that is to set it up. The best way to do that is to be vulnerable. The best way to do that is to be honest and say, hey, this is what's going on with me. This is what I've been dealing with. And the people that love you are going to understand. I will say that after I told my friend what was going on, she was extremely understanding. And I would say, I'm blessed to have a lot of people in my life who are understanding, and maybe some aren't. And that's why we don't talk like that anymore. And that's fine. But the people that are presently with me, they do understand because they also go through things too. Right? It's not just me. Here's the thing. It's not going to be just about you. They also go through things. And the crazy thing is as you start sharing what you're going through, they start sharing what they're going through. And sometimes we're so caught up in our own world, in our own dimension, that we forget there's a whole world out there. We forget that people are also going through things. We forget that for a moment. You know what I mean? So it's important to have that conversation when you are ready. It's important to show that vulnerability when you are ready. When you are ready. And if you're not, send some type of communication to say, this is what's going on. This is what's going on. And just be honest. And just be honest because this will determine, right, why you put your energy on hold or why you did not. Hey, I could not make it to your event, and this is the reason why. Hey, I was at your event. I'm so happy for you. And I didn't want to say anything at the time, but this is what I'm dealing with right now because you may need support. And this is still someone you love. This is still your family. This is still your friend. This is still your husband, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your cousin, your sister, your brother, whoever in your life. They are still attached to you. You love them. You care about them. Let them know what's going on. Follow up, you know, and just really take it in terms of you are allowed to feel how you feel. Life is so unpredictable. Life is so beautiful, scary, anxiety driven, nerve wracking, and amazing all at the same time. You just don't know when things are going to go left, right? Like you don't know. So therefore, putting your energy on hold or knowing when to stay home and assess is very important. And it's also important to know that you do have options. You don't have to go. Let's just make that clear. You do not. When somebody invites you to something RSVP, it's either yes or no. You can choose no. And I think sometimes people feel like, nah, I have to be there. No. As I've gotten older, saying no has become a lot easier because I understand myself. I understand my energy and I understand my peace. And I understand, okay, if I do go to this event, I'm not going to talk because I don't even feel like talking right now. So I'm not going to go. I know myself enough to do that. And I want to ensure that you know yourself as well to do that for yourself because things happen. And this is literally why it's important to know when to put your energy on hold. You got this. Life is interesting. Life is hard. It's been vice versa. Like I've had great news and then my friends are going through things or they have great news and I'm going through things. Like as we get older, we start to see we're not really in sync when it comes to our emotions anymore. When you're kids, it's a little bit more universal, a little bit. I'm not going to say 100%, but as you grow up, it's not the same. Your highest high could happen at my lowest low. And my highest high could happen at your lowest low. But either way, what's going to get us back into a place of being leveled is honesty with ourselves so that we know exactly how to move moving forward. Yes, 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 yes. So guess what? The next time somebody invites you somewhere and, things are a little crazy, but you're still going to go, just put your energy on hold. Just put it on hold. When you get back home, do what you got to do. Cry, write in your journal, a self-care method, whatever you need, talk it out, phone a friend, go to the water, get your favorite cocktail, make a smoothie, exercise, stretch, whatever you need to do is what you need to do. okay, when you put it on hold, or you can decide to stay home. I really wanted to talk about this topic because I feel like we have all done it, and it's so important to acknowledge that, life can get like that, and we have people in our lives as well. So it's not only about us. I am so happy to talk to you guys all the time. I love talking to you guys. I love it. I love it. I love it. Please send me some feedback. How do you feel? How do you feel about the episodes so far? If you have not, check out the other episodes. I have so much greatness for you to listen to. You can also check out the blog as well. I have some great articles on there as well. And if you found value in this episode at all, please share it with a friend, because maybe they need to hear this message. Maybe somebody needs to put their energy on hold, or maybe somebody needs to know to stay their ass at home, because when they go out, they got an attitude, and you can't do that. You can't do that. But yes, I look forward to speaking to you again next week on the podcast. And by the way, to get your energy back, because we got it on hold. If you do stay home, try some affirmations. Save the Good Girl has some amazing affirmations with different topics, so you can check that out as well. I cannot wait to talk to you next week. Have a great one, everybody. Bye. I feel like we're connecting, so let's make sure we're connected. You can find Save the Good Girl on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest. Did you know about the Save the Good Girl blog? Yes, there is a blog. Check out SaveTheGoodGirl.com to subscribe to the fabulous VIP email list and be the first to know about new podcast episodes, new blog posts, and giveaways. In addition to listening to Save the Good Girl on many platforms like Apple, Google, Spotify, and many more, you can also subscribe to the Save the Good Girl YouTube channel if YouTube is more of your thing. There are so many options to stay connected and be a part of the Save the Good Girl community. For all updates, or if you just want to contact me to say hello, ask me a question, or send me a comment, check out the contact section on SaveTheGoodGirl.com.